say that or stop it or stop playing, you know. Darbians was like a year, you know.
Alright, so the second half of this stage sucks hard. You have two choices here. It's either take the mech and go into the magma, or take the top path, and both of them suck. But the mech in the lava is actually way easier. The top path, I'm pretty sure I did it in my original LP, so if you want to see that, just check out that video.
It'll be on, by the way, if you're watching this, the playlist that this is associated with, like, Trev plays all Mega Man X games, it'll be the one right before this. I'll move things around, so it's the X5 playthrough is Mega Man, then the X5 playthrough is Zero. Because we love you, lads!
Alright, so here, if I am holding up at all, and I jump, Zero will exit the mech and I instantly die. So I'm, like, literally holding down and forward. And this part sucks hard. This is just so awkward. Oh, God!
Wow.
I hate the ending part of the mech. But even as awful as this looks, it's still less bad than the top half.
I like how all these guys are just down here in the magma. They're like, hey, came to get you, boy. Or the P, like, because it is very yellow.
Get out of here. Alright, what if I jump? Okay, actually, that makes it way easier. Uh-oh.
That's so stupid.
Yeah.
I know that it lets you through once you touch it, but that's such weird level design.
Yeah, and below it is just lava. And,
did you do X3 yet? You did X3.
Yep.
Dang. Only X7 left, lads.
And X8. I'm not doing... Dude, I'm never doing X7. No matter how much you say anything.
When everyone else, like Nick and Parker, are back, we're just gonna have an X7 parade. We'll be like, hey, what game is this?
It's not even fun to watch. It's just a slog. It's slow and boring.
I know, and I'm joking, obviously. I saw Caleb play it, and it is like... So, there's a reason he used to do the Octafecta with all 8, and there's a reason he only does the Hexafecta. Yeah, just... Even though he hates... Pretty much he hates 5 and 6.
I mean, for like 2 minutes you can be like, haha, this is funny, it's bad. There's just one boss with funny voice lines. But otherwise...
You could do a Let's Try, and I'd be okay with that.
I'm not doing that stuff.
Gets 2 levels in. Yeah, but maybe you just want to... Is it set up like a normal X game where it's just like 8 bosses and stuff?
I think so.
I've
literally never finished that.
I just remember that game being like... Watching it being like, this game is so long for a Mega Man game.
It's because you walk at 0.1
okay,
miles per hour.
How about this? Mega Man Battle Network, when?
I don't think it would be an interesting LP, unfortunately.
I think you're right, actually. I've seen people speedrun it, and even the speedrun is, like, pretty boring. It's a shame. That's a really great series to play on your own, but certain games we find aren't, like, games that we love aren't great Let's Play games, because there's just, like, so much story and so much, like, grinding and stuff.
And as much as I liked Battle
Network... Tough McWhalen!
Yeah, the Maverick names in this, it's kind of a well-known fact that the translator, while they were doing this, they named some of the Mavericks after Guns N' Roses members, like Grizzly Slash and Axl the Rose, Axl the Red, for example. And I think there's another one.
But yeah, well, like you were saying, I love Mega Man Battle Network, but now that you say it, you know...
Yeah, and the plot is really simple.
Yeah. I still think it holds up as a game, but sometimes games don't necessarily mean they would be fun for us to Let's Play. That's why I don't do a lot of RPGs, because it's like... You have to know exactly when you would be able to, like, grind off screen, and it's like, it's tough.
I did Chrono Cross, because one of my favorite games ever made. But otherwise, it's just like...
And unless we're going to be here for 3 months, or it's going to be like... My FF7 one was admittedly very long, like I forget how many parts it was, but I still did a lot of grinding off screen. If I didn't do the grinding off screen, it'd be like, welcome to part 100. Because I literally did put that much time into it. If not more.
Yeah, and even Crisis Core did a lot off screen. And just in general, that game is a lot shorter than almost any RPG. That doesn't work.
Hey!
Oh, so yeah, so if you're seeing this stage, this is just one big auto-scroll, and there's 3 parts to it, and it sucks. So, initially...
Is that an auto-kill?
The laser is not, no.
Okay. I like...
It doesn't even actually do that much damage.
Mega Man logic, this huge laser of concentrated energy is not an auto-kill, but touching your foot on a spike is like pure, unadulterated death. Mega Man logic, baby.
Yeah, spikes are the greatest enemy of any.
It's just like in Castlevania, fights death itself. Fine, water. By the way, you know how much of a meme auto-scrollers are? Ferris, who is 7, the other day, he was playing like a Mario game, and he was like, literally, almost to the exact word, what he said was, everyone's favorite auto-scrollers, when an auto-scroller came up, and I was like, my god. Even 7-year-olds are like, auto-scrollers are absolute memes. I think he was playing Mario 3, and that game has like, now that I think about it, it has a ton of...
I would imagine a 7-year-old saving that is probably just parodying something.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, oh yeah, most likely.
But it's still true.
I've also probably said it at some point, but it was still funny to hear. And it's like, yeah. And then I was like, wow, Mario 3 has a lot of auto-scrollers. It's still an amazing game, though, by the way.
What? Yeah, Mario 3 is my favorite Mario game.
Well, I'm just saying that for Alex. I feel like he would be like, actually... You know what I think the most underrated Mario game is? I've been watching Darby and play it a lot, and it's so... it's just so Kino, is Mario Land 2. That game is so... It's so weird. It's very weird. Not as weird as Mario Land 1, of course. But very weird, but such a great game. And the soundtrack is all-time tier. If y'all out there in YouTube land, just watch a video. Just look up Mario Land 2 soundtrack and just put it on in the background. It is... It's awesome. Not necessarily a hard game either.
No, especially not with the carrot top or whatever it is.
I guess the bunny ears or whatever.
Hover through the entire stage power up.
And it's the first time Wario is ever introduced, you know, so that's pretty cool. But I just think it's such a... It is a bit of a nostalgia thing, I will admit, because I played that a lot. But it still holds up. I feel like you couldn't get that over there.
No. You need to have... So in 100% of this game, I'm pretty sure you need to revisit this dumb auto-scroller level 3 times, because there is a heart tank on the top where you need the Gaia armor, which is invulnerable to spikes, to get it. And then you also need to have the charge ability for special attacks, which the Gaia armor cannot do. So you need to come back with the Falcon armor or the 4th armor, X4 armor.
Wow.
So I do remember that when I did this originally, it was like, I'm sorry you guys, there's a lot of backtracking to do 100%, and it's just not worth it.
I wonder if there's a video out there that, like, critically goes into Super Mario Land 1 and, like, goes into how weird that game is. Like, that game came out, I'm pretty sure, after Mario 3, and if not... then definitely right around the time of Mario 3. Like, because the Game Boy was 89 and Mario 3 was 1990. So even if it came out around the same time, Mario 3 was definitely being made or already out in Japan. One of the two. And it's just such a... Like, have we done... We haven't done that game, have we?
I don't think so.
That'll be a Game Boy Theater one of these times.
So Zero, the twin soul, whatever it's called, is pretty good in this stage. Now, unfortunately, it does... disappear either after like 10 seconds or after you get hurt. But it is pretty helpful.
I like how it's not even the boss.
Yeah, luckily the stage is finally over. And the original route I was doing this stage second, but it is very scary as Zero. You have barely anything. You have one sub-tank that there's like no pickups to fill it up at all, and you really have to pay attention to your health the entire run.
Hey, look, it's Duff McWhalen.
This is like one of the only.
Okay, yeah, that's very long.
Yeah.
So
even this one is pretty short.
Why?
Compared to some other
Why
ones.
is he doing that? Like, what? What do you have?
It's the Grizzly slash move.
Oh.
I'll show them off on the refights.
Bye, Duff McWhalen. That name reminds me of that one random baseball game where the Japanese try to... I forget if it's Baseball Stars, but remember the Japanese try to name a bunch of Americans and the names are like so generically funny. Like, it would be the same thing if we tried to name like a bunch of like Japanese names. We would do it so horribly. And they were like, Griff McStarter or whatever, and you're like, what? Like, is that what you think America is? Okay, yes it is. Okay, and you're probably right.
Alright, second dynamo attack.
No!
He is slightly... I mean, if you saw the first one, I killed him in 1 second. He's at least a little bit more menacing here, but not too much.
Dynamo, no! Oh, look at that smirk. He's so smug.
Yeah, after this, like, when you defeat him, he's like, you're strong. And then he leaves, and then he's not in the game again.
Seriously?
So, yeah, good character. And they start the game with him helping a mysterious figure who is obviously Sigma. You can obviously see it's Sigma. And it's like, okay, cool character. And basically he's just doing this
to troll?
Yeah, to waste time, so he gets screwed.
No!
He didn't even do the one attack that's actually kind of scary. I think he was about to do it, but he does attack where a lot of beams or pillars of energy get summoned, and it does a decent amount of damage.
See ya.
But I'm just too good.
I'll see you in X6. That's what he should have said. I'll see you in Mega Man X6, trademark.
Alright, so final two Maverick stages. This is going... I can't complain. In fact, I would say that most of my practice runs are way worse than how this is going.
The dog. You said that X6 wasn't even really meant to be made. Like, they were pretty much planning on ending it with 5.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Infamous said something like that, and it makes sense. I mean, the way that they get Zero back in X6, if you remember, is just the biggest cop-out. And you'll see at the end of this game just how devastated he is.
Was this the one that set up the Zero series, or was X6 the one that set up the Zero series? I think it was X6.
Yeah, I would say so.
Because they go way in the future or something. And I think that's how Mega Man Zero is.
Although this game ends with a time skip with Zero's death. Oh no, spoilers.
No!
So intentional death here. We just got a power up for a aerial dodge. That's pretty good. But normally you're supposed to get that with the Guy armor. But I want my heart tanks. In fact, I'm doing this route specifically. So the first Sigma stage boss.
Did she just literally say, "Watch for those spikes"?
Yeah, probably.
Hey, there's spikes coming from the ceiling. Watch out, bud. Oh, thank you.
Oh, yeah, right. Uh-oh. Yeah, and these spikes suck. This level design sucks. It's so close. I'm dead. I'm not dead. I'm dead. I'm not dead.
Wow.
How did that not crush me? Because I was about to say, if they crush you at the top, it's an instant KO.
Wow.
Alright, so I'm just gonna be...
Focus.
Yeah.
End a life, right?
Yes, you get a life.
Wow.
Get out of here, Kalia. It's just like, destroy this door. That's what she said.
You gotta be kidding me. Why, game? Why? Oh, I remember this.
Yeah, this is just a copy of the X4 Izzy
Oh,
Spark stage.
yeah.
It's just a rehash. And, like, the perspective is, like...
It's different.
The perspective is weird. It's like Zero's standing at a 45-degree angle.
I guess they didn't want to do it the exact same way.
Alright, so yeah, this mini-boss is annoying because it just takes forever. It's not even hard. Okay. Whew.
Isn't hard. Gets blown away.
I'm getting some interesting RNG.
I like things that take forever.
Yeah, it's pretty epic. Basically, RNG we want is the black one to go on the bottom because it's the easiest. Okay.
Took one tiny bit of health. It's over, lads.
Yeah, not too bad.
The dream is dead.
If you're standing under them and they crush you, it does take a lot of damage.
We can do parallax 2D 2.5D stuff. Yo, speaking of 2.5D, that's a game we should think about doing. Klonoa 2. Maybe even Klonoa 1.
Yeah, Klonoa 1's a fun game.
I don't believe I own it.
I do. So either one of us. I actually have 2 copies because I have like a weird bootleg copy.
Oh, really?
That actually does play.
I'll take the bootleg one to play. That game's fun, though. I would consider doing Toomba at some point, too. Just for the fun of it. That game's pretty fun. Toomba 2 is not fun.
You know, it's funny that you're mentioning Toomba because I was watching the SGDQ meme video about Toomba 2, which should be and Caveman. That's such a good video.
That's when I'm gonna use an LP term here. That's when GDQ had soul. To be fair, when things could still happen. Did they officially cancel GDQ yet?
I don't know.
I guess you don't pay attention to that.
I don't care.
Yeah, me. I'm just more curious in terms of... I mean, there's no way they can have it, but... I wonder if they'll do, like, a... Oh, it'd be such a nightmare if they try to do it with getting all these people to connect, like, internet, you know? God, it'd be so annoying. The tech people will be, like, dying.
I mean, I would imagine that they're going to do something, because if they don't do anything, it's potentially millions of dollars lost. To charity, I guess. Plus 10% fee.
Plus 10% tip! Millions of dollars! ... to charity!
Alright, so we just got Super Recover, which either doubles or like 1.5 times recovery from capsules that you find. And that's really the only 3 parts that I care about. So there's some Zero parts that I did skip. Mostly the Shot Eraser, which can destroy some projectile shot at you, and then there's a one called Z Saber Extend, which looks cool. It like makes your saber like a little tiny bit longer with an effect, but it's really not useful. And I really need as many heart tanks as possible. And this stage sucks.
You might have explained this, but do you get those parts automatically by like beating bosses or saving people, or do you have to like physically find them?
Unlike X6, where you have to find. If I do this first try, I'm gonna be so happy. Go, 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 go. Yes! Alright, cool.
Is that it?
It's not very long, but it's way harder than the X4 version. So if you picked up all those energy pellets that you saw, it does break this door right here, which is what he's doing right now. But that's just for an X part, so who cares? Anyway, what was I saying?
About where you find the parts.
Oh yeah, and like X6, which is finding it like saved Reploids. In this game, Reploids that need to be saved always respawn. They're not like unique. So they don't give parts or anything, it's just a health up and a life. In this game, it's all just about if the Maverick is at the correct level, and which one you pick. When you finish... I'm sorry if I sound like I can't speak even more than usual. I'm just really paying attention to this game.
No, that's fine. It's just, like, very confusing. So, you would miss out on a lot of them if you didn't wait till the last second to beat these bosses, is what you're saying.
A lot of them you just don't get in first.
What the heck?
You do get the life up, which honestly is kind of the most important part, but you do miss some stuff. Alright, so this stage without this, especially as Zero, is a nightmare. And this is one of the reasons why I wanted to do this route. You just have so much stuff to handle these stages, and I think the left column stages are way harder unupgraded.
Do you know what, I specifically remember this room. Do you know what saving those Reploids reminds me of? This is so random, but Alien 3 for Genesis or Super Nintendo, where the whole goal of the game is to like save those prisoners. Yeah. And it's such a weird game, and it's one we had as kids, and unfortunately it's an LJN game.
At least X6, even X6 is like, saving them is optional, it's not mandatory.
Yeah, I mean that's the whole point of the game for Alien 3. So, yeah. That's a game, like, I was like, oh, I feel an intense nostalgia for this. And I played it, and I got, like, one level and was like, oh, God. And it's a where do I go game, you know? No thanks.
So, just an example. I'm not going to be showing it off because I'm scared. The weakness for this guy is that air dash I've been doing. And, especially this guy just floats in the air, and it's really confined. Like, it's a very vertical stage, so no thank you. I don't want to do it. And this is just way faster. It's way less invincibility frames. In general, the X5 bosses just have not a whole ton of invincibility frames, which is actually pretty nice. If you're not doing weaknesses, at least.
Do it for the final...
I'll show it off in the refights when it's less stressful. Alright, so, yeah, no complaints about that Maverick stages. I think I only died 2 times. And one of them was just a random, I fell off a pit, and another one was... the worst stage in the game.
You know, if we were a Twitch channel instead,
Alright, so here, we completed both of the defense items at the same time. So we're going to be seeing 2 cutscenes.
Ooh.
So the first one is shooting... I guess I'll let the dialogue play out for this one. But the first one, we're shooting the cannon at the space colony.
It's old, but should work fine.
This is completely RNG. This is... It can work, it cannot. I would say the laser has a very low chance of actually working, but I did see it in one of my practice runs.
Dude! So there's a really, really, really random way that you can guarantee this works. You have to look this up then. I didn't know you were doing this game, or I would have told you ahead of time. I was watching Caleb doing it the other day. Literally, it involves...
It worked. Wow, it worked.
Wow.
I can't believe it.
It involves saving, going back to the main screen, letting the game play itself for a little, you know, like show its gameplay off for a little, and then pressing start at the exact moment. It sets the RNG correctly.
Oh, nice.
No joke. Because someone said it on Caleb's chat and he was like, no. And then he tried it, and it was like, you have like a 6-frame window to do it, and it actually works. It's crazy. I don't know how anyone would ever figure that out.
Alright, so they said that the space colony was destroyed, but the virus in it got contaminated with the Earth and made the Zero virus.
Uh-oh.
So, yeah, story. So, there's actually a chance. I made a backup save specifically for this, because this actually happened in 2 of my practice runs, where both the cannon failed, and then the second one is Zero driving a spacecraft into the colony. And if they both fail, you lose access to Zero until the 3rd stage, and, I was like, I have to make the safety save. The dog's gonna screw me. But, it didn't happen. Didn't even see the second one. Alright, so this is one of the... Actually, I'm gonna make a cut.
Right.